Hello everybody, Jake here with Halloran Off-Road, and today I'd like to introduce you to Brandy. Brandy here has been in the family since new. My dad bought it brand new back in 2001 off the lot, and I would spend my childhood, me and him, going out and wheeling it and breaking it and dragging it home and building it stronger and better until these days it really just doesn't break anymore. It does good. It'll go anywhere I want it to. Both me and my sister learned how to drive stick in this Jeep. Everybody in the family has daily driven it at some point. It's always been kind of a third vehicle for us. About 2 years ago in 2016, my dad bought himself a JKU, so he passed this one down to me. He wanted to see it stay in the family instead of selling it outright to somebody else. It's served us well over the years, and I plan to keep it for a very long time. Some basic facts about it: it's just a 4-liter inline 6 with a 5-speed. The 4-liter just has a Can-Am cold air intake on it, as well as a Optima yellow top. The transmission was rebuilt about 10,000 miles ago, and the transfer case has a 4-to-1 low range in it. If you want to go to the drive shafts are from Tom Woods, front and rear. The axles are G2. They're the drop-in pre-cut to length Dana 44s. They're running 488 gears with electronic lockers and chrome moly axle shafts. The tires are 35 by 13.5 Toyo MT Open Countries mud terrains on some fuel 15x8 wheels. Let's see, the 1-ton steering has been upgraded. We now have 1-ton steering up front, even though you can't really see it because of the shadows. Quick disconnect sway bar up front. What else? It's got a flat belly skid plate on bottom. Let's see if we can be able to get a shot of that. Oh, focus! Focus! You can barely see it. From Row Offroad. Flat belly skid. Takes a couple steps back here. It's got a catback high flow exhaust with a high flow muffler, I guess you could call it. It's still pretty quiet. Yeah. The rack is from Wilderness Racks. It has a high lift jack on the back, as well as provisions to mount a axe and a shovel, and 2 jerry cans on the side. Mounted on a worn bumper. If you come over to the side, you can see that we're rocking some steel flat style fenders. They have saved the body of this Jeep many times, as well as some steel tubular steps and rock guards that go underneath the body. They have also saved this bodywork multiple times. It's like that wrapped all the way around. It has a worn front bumper with a worn, was that a 9,500 pound winch. Speaking of the front, I guess the headlights there are LEDs. In my opinion, they're too bright to run at night, so I run the fog lights, which I upgraded as well. They're basically the same output as factory headlights are, and the headlights are now basically my trail lights. Instead of having LED bar, those headlights are just brighter than all hell. Moving inside, it does have a roll cage. It's not anything brand specific, it's just a welded together, comes as a kit roll cage, pretty cheap. Haven't had to use it yet, thank God, but it just utilizes the factory sport cage, and you just weld on some additional bars and supports that come down the side and bolt in down there in the floor. Up by the steering wheel, we have our switches for our front and rear lockers. Radio was upgraded to something with an auxiliary port. The only 2 speakers that work these days are the ones in the sound bar, which you can't see because the sun's there. When my sister was in high school, back in, must have been 2011 or so, she decided to take the Jeep out on a weekend trip and proceeded to blow out all of the speakers. And because the roll cage is already put in, you can't get to the speakers inside the dash. So that leaves just the 2 speakers in the sound bar. To make up for that, we installed, where are those? Those are marine grade speakers, which means that they are built for like speedboats and jet ski boats. So they can handle being played loudly, and they sound really good when they're played loud. So even with the top down, they're right there behind your head, and you have no problem having them be in there. They still sound just fine. The seats are Mastercraft Safety Baja RS seats. They sit on top of the factory frame rail, so you can still slide them forward, back, and tilt it and all that. But these are the most comfortable 5-point harness seats I've found. And if you're looking for a good daily driver, weekend warrior seat that you can have a 5-point harness come through in, this is definitely the seat to get. I keep the back seat out of it most of the time. I guess back here right now I just have like a backpack in my recovery gear. I keep the top down a lot of the time in the summertime. I think that's pretty much it, man. If I can figure out how to do it in editing, I'm going to add in some pictures of this on the trail throughout its life, dating back to, I don't know, I probably have pictures back to 2003-ish. Used to live in Central California, actually, and this Jeep was kind of built to, excuse me, I used to live in Central California, and this Jeep was built to drive to the Rubicon Trail, wheel all weekend, and drive home, and not break anything. So she is built well, and built for up here in the Pacific Northwest. At least it seems like there's nothing it can't tackle. She's been a good old reliable Jeep to me, and honestly I plan on keeping her for a long time. There may be some more information that I've missed on this. It's like I said, it's been in the family since new, and there's a lot of history with this Jeep and a lot of parts I'm sure I'm missing. So I'm going to try and put together a parts list down in the description below, as well as probably add in some pictures of this Jeep in its past forms towards the end of the video here. If you guys like the video, please like and subscribe, and as always, have a good day.